Long before the film The Umbrellas of Cherbourg enthralled movie audiences in the 1960s, something in the night sky entranced the people of this French city. A mysterious light was seen nightly in 1905 over the Normandy port from the 1st to the 11th of April. A report from the 3rd of April said a ball of light rose at 8 o'clock in the evening over the sea. Its apparent diameter was 7 inches, with a halo surrounding it some 14 inches from the circumference of the orb. It passed over some forts, the harbour and the inner basin, then over the town itself, at a considerable height, before slowly circling around and returning in the direction from whence it came. It remained visible for 3.5 hours, carefully watched all the while by naval personnel through binoculars. Despite remaining on show for so long, they were unable to identify it. By April 11th, it had been noticed on 13 occasions. Families would gather in the streets with telescopes, opera glasses, and other optical aids to observe the phenomena, although it was reported to be distinctly visible to the naked eye. The light was said to move rapidly across the sky and was visible for about 2 hours each night. While astronomers and meteorologists were inclined to think it was some unidentified comet, older people remembered similar lights in the sky appearing before the start of the Franco-Prussian War in 1870. The more superstitious regarding this new light as a harbinger of another conflict or disaster soon to come. Several warships in the harbour had attempted to gain a closer view of the light, one of the ship's commanders being of the opinion that it was merely Jupiter presenting with undue brilliance. His theory was disproved, however, when it was realised that Jupiter set at 8 p.m. at that time in European skies, the same time the light was appearing. Venus was also suggested as being the source of the light, but it set by 9:30 p.m, and according to Charles Fort, writing in New Lands, the light was reddish in colour and was oval-shaped. The same commander who suggested Jupiter as the cause had himself ruled out Venus, as that planet was visible in another part of the sky from where he observed the light. Other explanations ventured at the time were that it was a new type of slow-moving meteor, a luminous balloon, a mysterious signal light, and even a Martian airship come to Earth to scrutinise the affairs of humans. The same phenomena had been traversing the firmament further south in Nice and Tunis. Over Tunis, a luminous globe emitting an extraordinary brilliance had appeared one midnight over the town before travelling at high speed and disappearing out of sight in 3 minutes. As for Cherbourg, trials with submarines and submersibles had taken place there in March of 1905. The Aigrette, an experimental submarine which had been launched in 1904, was put through sea trials to determine if submersible craft were more efficient than submarines. The difference being submersibles required a surface craft to tender to them, whereas the submarine was fully autonomous. Maybe this underwater activity had drawn somebody's attention. Had these events occurred 50 years later, it would have been considered a UFO incident. Curiously, many elements of the UFO age are present in the 1905 case. The military took an interest in the matter. Military testing was being undertaken in the immediate area. The light was explained away as Jupiter or Venus by some. Others thought it was an alien craft from Mars. There was even a rumour that an American scientific mission would be arriving to study the enigma, oddly predicting the frequent rumours of furtive groups of NASA specialists sneaking around modern-day sightings in foreign countries. And of course, in the end, the phenomena appears to have ceased with no real resolution. Unexplained lights had been seen in Wales from the end of 1904 up until May 1905, linked to a religious revival. They became known as the Harlech lights. In July, a saucer-shaped craft was reported from Bukovina in Romania. Then in August, a mini flap occurred in California, but reports of the Star of Cherbourg had stopped coming after all of the excitement in April.